Ladies, it's March. It's that time of the year where we celebrate International Women's Day. And Phoenix Marketcity has always been a big cheerleader of women, and this mall's annual month-long celebration has grown stronger and every year and attracted hosts of support from iconic women. The mall's Power Woman Fiesta is a month-long campaign in honor of International Women's Day that encourages women to be limitless. Phoenix Marketcity encourages women to pursue their ambitions and dreams with a unique initiative called Big Break. The initiative offers women entrepreneurs access to top venture capital funding and to mentorship as well. I encourage all women entrepreneurs here to apply by uploading their pitch decks on www.phoenixmarketcity.com/Mumbai by March 19th. Shortlisted entries stand a chance of meeting leader venture capitalists and investors for funding. So if you're a woman looking to get into the big league, Phoenix Marketcity's Big Break is made for you. Life is always about balance, is it not? And just as you work hard, we understand that you may also need to play hard. Never fear. Phoenix Marketcity's Power Woman Fiesta booklet offers lucrative deals worth $25,000 with complimentary indulgences for women on food, beverages, entertainment, as well as exciting discounts on international fashion brands, spa sessions, and more. In a minute, I will invite our guest of honor, Panag, to join us here on stage, but first, allow me to introduce her. Most of you know Gul as a critically acclaimed actor with a long list of successful films and shows. Gul is a tremendous entrepreneur with unmatched startup energy, creative ideas, and passionate follow-through. A pilot, a race car driver, an activist, and someone who's constantly and consistently been in the forefront of and one of the foremost voices in India for gender parity, Gul is an inspiration. Please put your hands together in welcoming Panag. I also invite onto stage Mayank Lalpuria, Marketing Head, West and North of Phoenix Group. I have always admired the commitment, passion and vision with which Mayank drives the businesses at the mall and keeps it dynamically buzzing with initiative to make it one of Mumbai's favorite places to spend time. Mayank and Gul, I now request you to officially unveil the Power Woman Fiesta booklet. Mayank and Gul, I now request you to officially unveil the Power Woman Fiesta booklet. The mall's annual month-long celebration has grown longer and stronger every year and attracted a host of support from iconic women. This year's the mall's Power Woman Fiesta this year is in association with Mumbai's favorite newspaper, Midday, and it is a month-long campaign in honor of International Women's Day that encourages women to be limitless. Phoenix Marketcity encourages women to pursue their ambitions and dreams with a unique initiative called the Big Break. This initiative offers women entrepreneurs access to top venture capital firms, and not just for investment but also for mentorship and funding. As a woman entrepreneur I can tell you that mentorship is something that is immensely valuable. I encourage all women entrepreneurs here today to apply by uploading their pitch decks on www.phoenixmarketcity.com/Mumbai by March 19th. Shortlisted entries stand a chance to meet these venture capitalists and receive funding for their venture. So if you're a woman looking to get into the big league, Phoenix Marketcity's Mumbai's Big Break is made for you. Life is always about balance, right? And just as we work hard, we also understand that we need to play hard. Never fear, Phoenix Marketcity's Power Woman booklet offers lucrative deals worth $25,000 with complimentary indulgences on food, beverages and entertainment, as well as exciting discounts on international fashion brands, spa sessions and more. In a minute, I will invite my guest of honor, Panag, to join us on stage, but first allow me to introduce her. Most of you know Gul as a critically and commercially acclaimed actor with a long list of successful films and shows. But Gul is also a tremendous entrepreneur with unmatched startup energy, creative ideas and passionate follow-through. a pilot, a race car driver, activist, and someone who's constantly and consistently been one of India's foremost voices for gender parity, Gul is an inspiration. Please put your hands together and join me in welcoming Gul Panag. I also invite onto stage Mayank Lalpuria. Mayank is the marketing head of West and North for Phoenix Marketcity, not just Mumbai, but the Phoenix Group. And I have always admired the commitment and passion and vision with which Mayank drives the businesses of the mall and keeps it dynamically buzzing with initiative to make it one of Mumbai's favorite places to spend time in. Mayank and Gul. Okay, I'm going to ask Mayank to say a few words and then you can together unveil the power movement.
Hi everyone, I think thanks to Gitika for briefing about the entire campaign in such detail. So this is our 11th edition and a very exciting campaign which we have been doing from last 11 years and very successful. So far we might have touched around more than 2 lakh women customers, patrons engaging with the campaign and which is just growing year after year. So and thank you Gul for coming and helping us to unveil the campaign. Thank you.
I'm now going to request Mayank and Gul to please.
Brother. जानिए वो क्लॉथ हटवा
So Gul, this is being recorded for all the women entrepreneurs. You know, Phoenix is doing this big break, which is an investment initiative, and the idea is to support women entrepreneurs on their journey. So as someone who's been a woman entrepreneur, what is your advice to someone who's just starting their business?
I think to have an unwavering faith in yourself is really important, and faith in the idea that you're putting forward, because I find a lot of the early entrepreneurs, women and men, tend to try and oversell their idea, and that in turn ends up making them look perhaps overkeen to the investor or the potential client. So be self-assured, be confident, and know that your idea is incredible, and not feel the need to constantly over-explain and seek external validation for that idea.
That's a great tip. But knowing now what you know now, because you've done Moby Fit, you've done many things as an entrepreneur, you've also started up many things. What would you do differently other than that one tip that you shared? What would you tell yourself, or what would you tell someone who's just starting, or in your own journey, how would you do it differently?
I think I would say have less self-doubt. I read somewhere that hard-working people, competent people are always entangled in self-doubt, and far less competent people bash on regardless.
I read that too.
So, I'm going to leverage, if I were to go back and going forward now, I would leverage every single access point that I have and be very confident about it, and not try and keep refining the idea and waiting for it to be perfect. I would just go bash on regardless.
This is true. That was a very interesting article, I thought. Very keen insight. So, Gul, one of the things that holds a lot of people back, and in fact, a lot of women I speak to, from starting on ideas and entrepreneurship is the whole concept of income uncertainty. When you move from salary and having that regular income to going to a situation where you don't know how it's going to be. What would be your suggestion and way forward on that?
I think, again, I read somewhere, probably on Instagram, that salary is a drug that you're hooked onto by your employers. And it is a drug. I mean, of course, the certainty of that paycheck at the end of the month and knowing that life will be well. I didn't suffer from that simply because being in the entertainment industry and as a profession, my paycheck is never guaranteed. I'm constantly having the need to sell myself. In fact, as a professional in the entertainment industry, I've used my energy to sell other people's products.
Correct.
And in the process also sell myself so that I'm considered worthy of selling their products. So I think the salary drug analogy didn't really hold true for me, but I think it does hold true for my husband. He's very always bitten by the idea that should I let go of my salary and chase my entrepreneurial dreams. And I just think that all of us are actually entrepreneurs at heart. When you didn't have your first job, you went out and gave it all you had. That's how you landed that first job. So the salary drug is something that you've got to wean yourself off. And if there is a way to scale back from being a salaried person to being maybe a consultant who does X number of days a month, and then that's one way of doing it.
Right.
And that's what they do in rehab as well. I don't think they take you off drugs from day one.
Okay. It is, good, it is disheartening to fail though. And we've heard of many entrepreneurs who've eventually been successful who failed several times. And some people give up at that first failure. What would be your experience of that and your advice on that front?
I think a lot of the really successful entrepreneurs that we hear about have a long string of failures behind them, including the most well-known story now being made into a film with I don't remember who, the McDonald's story, right?
Who's in it?
It's this actor I really like a lot who used to be Batman before. It's not coming.
Anyone in the audience know who the star is? We give you points for that. Right. Maybe someone can Google it.
So I mean, he does a great job of playing the founder, but also because the story was already out there. Similarly, a lot of people that you know today as very successful entrepreneurs, first generation entrepreneurs, have had a lot of failure. The ones who probably hit it successful from the first lot are the IIM types because they had the access. They were in and out of management consulting rooms, they had access to consulting firms, and they were able to convince VCs a lot better than maybe the first time entrepreneur who doesn't quite know how to pitch to a VC, how to pitch to an investor. And again, they constantly keep underestimating their idea and keep trying to refine it, whereas people with half-baked ideas go ahead and go to market with them. So I think the one big learning is that everybody has failures behind them. Two, that every failure, and I cannot stress this enough, is an opportunity to learn how to do things better. And in entrepreneurship, there is really no failure, it's only a learning.
They say you either win or you learn. It's not losing necessarily. Yes, that's a great point. In this day and age, Gul, where we're talking so much about financial independence for women and the importance of that, what would be your advice for women specifically as they start on an entrepreneurial journey?
Well, I think women entrepreneurs are getting a lot of support from the ecosystem today. There are VC funds that are specifically looking out for women entrepreneurs. There is the Indus Valley Entrepreneur Incubator, which seeks out women entrepreneurs, and I feel at a raising money level, women entrepreneurs have it probably better than they've had for a long time, and in some ways I feel women entrepreneurs also have an advantage because they're able to sell their product a lot better by leveraging social media. Not to say that men can't do that. A lot of men have successfully leveraged social media to set up their businesses. So influencers, quote unquote, and opinion makers have used social media to sort of catapult their small fledgling businesses into bigger things. And I think women can also do that very well, because a man making a spiel is a man making a spiel. A woman making a spiel is likely to be her. And that is the way social media metric is designed for now, of course, before it changes again. So to summarize, I think the ecosystem is inherently supporting women, maybe for its own end, maybe to tick the diversity and inclusivity box. But women entrepreneurs have it better than they've ever had before in terms of the ecosystem that's supporting them. And I also think the overall acceptance of women as entrepreneurs, now that we're in our second and third generation of entrepreneurial women, is gaining a lot of ground. Last but not least, a lot of established women entrepreneurs are going above and beyond to enable an ecosystem which empowers other women who are seeking the entrepreneurial dream.
I think that's great. Those are very clear tips. But there was this one article recently about Bill Gates talking about how his daughter would only marry a rich man. And then he went on to explain how rich is about attitude and poor is also about attitude. And if you have an attitude towards wealth making, you will take every experience that comes your way to increase your wealth. Whereas if you have a poor attitude, even if you get a lot of wealth, you will lose it. In fact, he gave the example of many lottery winners who win a lot of money, but because they have a poor attitude, they're soon broke again. And so when he said his daughter would marry a rich person, it was about attitude. What are some of the facts in attitude that would help someone become rich? What are the things they can approach?
So I think it's a feeling of I have enough, which is the starting point, that I have enough to start a business. I have enough to last out a year without a job. I have enough to take care of my family. I have enough to take care of all the needs I have. That is the starting point. And that number is a variable. In my head, I've always felt I've had enough and more. From when I was in college, on a very, very small pocket money. I mean, very grateful for that in hindsight. I don't think I put my son in a pocket money that he hasn't earned. But I remember saying, I could save up for 3 months and I have so much. So I think the starting point is knowing you have enough. If you start with a mindset of lack, you will translate that sense of lack into every aspect of economic decision making. So not just in your household decision making, in your purchase decisions, in your entrepreneurial decisions. So you don't need like a 5 crore seed fund or a 5 crore investment from an angel to start your business. It can start literally out of what you have saved up. So I have enough, and fill the blanks after that. I have enough to pursue the life that I want to pursue. I have enough to pursue my entrepreneurial dream. I have enough to travel the world. I have enough to buy all that I want. The starting point of economic independence is that idea. Because you can have all of that. I mean, I know people who make a lot more money than I do and they never have enough, because the attitude of being poor, I mean, I would call it the attitude of lack. It's like, I don't have enough. When I've saved this much, then I'll set up my firm. Or when I've done this, then I'll register my company. The thing is, a lot of people wait to reach a certain milestone before they embark on another journey, to get married, to have children. You have to start with an attitude I have enough, blank, blank, blank.
So you're also a big fitness icon, and we all admire that. But how does that play into your entrepreneurship?
I think, the dress that I'm wearing right now is about 10 years old. I don't buy dresses because they hang in my closet. I just buy ridiculously expensive shoes and bags, and then just team them with 10, 15-year-old dresses. And that's because they continue to fit, so I save money on my clothes. Secondly, I think somebody who's fit carries a certain aura about them when they enter anywhere. Whether it's a business meeting or it's anything. And that aura translates into a sense of confidence, which is very difficult to match no matter how wealthy you are, no matter how expensive your Kanali or Xenia or Dior suit is. A fit body is the greatest status symbol. So when you're fit, you have a status that you're flaunting that money can't buy. And that really, I mean, over the years I've really leveraged that example and that impact on people. But what it does for me personally, internally, is that it gives me a sense of self-confidence. It gives me a sense of knowing that I'm living the fullest potential. And because of the time that I invest in my fitness regimen, Gitika, I feel that it pays me back 2x, 3x in terms of productivity. Otherwise, you know, I find when I'm less charged, I'm able to do less. The 25-30 minutes I take out to pursue a fitness regimen comes back to me 3x in heightened productivity.
Yeah, I've heard you say this many times over the year, and I've seen it in action with all the many things you do at one go, which I don't think I know anyone who's doing so many different things at such a high level across. So it's very, very admirable, and it's very inspiring. It's a very inspiring example for all of us here. Gul, I think that's one thing I would like to say is I know you've been to Phoenix before with us. It is the biggest mall there is in the country. And we have 600 brands of clothes and high street shops, and we also have a lot of food and great shows. Tell us a little about your experience of here.
I was trying to remember the last time I was here, and actually it was for the Power Woman 2020, shortly before the whole world shut down. I had the opportunity to be here as part of Power Woman 2020 campaign kickoff around Women's Day. And, you know, I've always been very, very impressed by A, the quality, B, the category of the retail available here, and B, the effort that the promoters make in making the mall a desirable destination. In fact, I was coming in and I spotted a shop that I wanted to go to, and I'm going to go pick up some stuff from there because I've just not had the time to go to a mall in the last few weeks, and I do want to go pick up some mascara.
Yeah, well, I will join you on that shopping trip. And we also have a lot of stuff for people like Nihal. So we're looking forward to showing back to him as well. We are very happy to have you here, Gul, and we are very happy to have Nihal. So thank you.
Thank you, Gitika, for making so much of me every time. I really appreciate it. I think it's always wonderful to talk to you. The ease with which you and I communicate is one of my greater achievements in life. Thank you.
Thank you, Gul. All right, thank you everyone. We will open it up to questions from the audience, if any. I'm just going to pass my microphone. We'll sit. It's just 2 more minutes, huh?
Hi, Gul. So, your NGO, Colonel Shamsher Singh Foundation, works towards gender equality. So, I would like to ask you, in your day-to-day life, what are some things you do without fail to further this particular cause?
I think gender equality is a cause that will remain every conscious woman's cause for the foreseeable future. For me, the one thing that I practice on a day in, day out basis is how I'm embedding the idea of gender in my son Nihal's mind. I try and make sure that at any given point of time, I'm not succumbing to gender stereotypification. As women who have sons, we really have a very, very big responsibility because, and also women who have daughters, because if you raise your daughters to be princesses, to have that amazing wedding, to be rescued by that knight in shining armor, she's not going to become a CEO. She's not going to become an entrepreneur. She's going to look for a CEO and an entrepreneur to marry. So I think the way we raise our daughters is very, very important, but also the way we raise our sons. And I'm really conscious of making sure that that my son sees me going out there and slaying all the time. He needs to see his mother as a warrior because that's how he should see all women. And B, I try and make sure that I limit and minimize any gender stereotypification as far as my son's concerned, and I'm sure Nihal does that too. I mean, Gitika does that too.
Okay, one more question. We know you are awaiting the release of your new film, Kapil Sharma Starrer. So could you please tell me a little about that movie?
Well, it is a Kapil Sharma and Shahana Goswami starrer. I'm a very small part of it. and I'm very grateful to Applause and Nandita who made me part of this. I think it's the quintessential take on the e-commerce industry. I think the take will leave you thinking like all of Nandita's films. It will leave you thinking about all the incredible changes that have come into our lives through e-commerce, through Amazon and Flipkart and Uber Eats and Ola and Zomato, and maybe even provoke you to think about the people who are enabling that comfort. And that really is what Zwigato is about. It's a commentary on the enablers of the e-commerce world that we enjoy.
Thank you.
Nihal, would you like to come on stage now? You said you wanted to. Come. Hey, come and sit here. I'm going to go sit now. You want to be on stage with Gitika auntie?
Well, you've been incredible as always. Thank you so much. First,
Oh, yes. Get your own smile.
Oh yeah. Full habits.
okay, today was. What have you enjoyed so far? You have to talk into the mic.
I know everything that I say difficult words and no one can say these words.
I think that's important to have that vocabulary and to be able to articulate these things. Phoenix is a great place for kids, and we're going to show you some of the fun things that are happening around here. Will you allow me to take you around? Yeah? You'll allow me? Yeah, okay. So we're going to go have some of those delicious foods, try out time zone a bit, maybe do some bumper cars, which I am personally dying to do. And should we also try this flight simulation? You like it? Papa's a pilot.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So we're clear what we're doing. Our plan is set. And we've had great guests today, both Gul and Nihal. Thank you so much.
अरे टमाटे
So much. Thank you everyone for being here. And we hope you enjoy the Power Woman Fiesta.
बोला
Yes, yes, of course. एक बार मेरे को भी फ्रेम दिखा दो.
जैसा कि हमने बाकी कुछ ज़्यादा करके बातें तो नहीं गई हैं, लेकिन वुमेंस डे के मौके पर अब तो हर दिन लोग इतने जागरूक हो गए हैं कि हर दिन वुमेंस डे सेलिब्रेट किया जा रहा है. क्या कुछ कहना चाहते हैं इनिशिएटिव को लेकर? आप प्रेजेंट हैं, बहुत सारे अच्छी अच्छी बातें हैं.
ये जो फिनिक्स मार्केट सिटी कुर्ला का वुमेंस मंथ इनिशिएटिव है, इसका मैं दूसरी बार समर्थन कर रही हूँ. मैं इससे पहले भी यहाँ आई हूँ और मुझे लगता है कि जब रिटेल इंडस्ट्री आपको एक बार रिमाइंड करती है कि एक्चुअली हर दिन महिला दिवस होना चाहिए, हर महीना महिला दिवस होना चाहिए, उसी में असली सशक्तिकरण है. और यहाँ पर वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर्स को इनेबल करने के लिए जो वर्कशॉप की गई और जिसके ज़रिए वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर्स अपने प्रपोजल्स और आइडियाज़ पिच कर सकते हैं, जिनके बेसिस पे उन्हें फंडिंग की एक्सेस मिल सकती है. मैं मानती हूँ ये बहुत ही बढ़िया इनिशिएटिव है और मैं इसे पूरी तरह से सपोर्ट करती हूँ.
वुमेन का पावर हम देख रहे हैं कि हमारे वुमेन का पावर हमारे इंडियन इंडस्ट्री में जिस तरह से डे बाय डे बढ़ता जा रहा है, प्रोडक्शन जो बहुत ही पावरफुल होते जा रहे हैं. कैसे देखती हैं एज अ एक्टर?
मुझे लगता है एज एन एक्टर एंड एज अ वुमन हु इज़ पार्ट ऑफ द एंटरटेनमेंट इंडस्ट्री, मुझे लगता है कि महिलाओं को उनका दर्जा मिल रहा है, कोई प्राप्ति नहीं मिल रही है. जो बहुत पहले होना चाहिए था वो अब हो रहा है. किसी भी समाज में अगर देखा जाए तो महिलाओं की बराबर की हिस्सेदारी होनी चाहिए, बराबर की भागीदारी होनी चाहिए. और अगर वो अब देखने को मिल रही है, वो प्राप्ति नहीं है, वो हक है जो महिलाओं को मिल रहा है.
और अच्छी बात है ये हो रहा है, और मुझे आशा है कि आने वाले समय में भी ऐसा होता रहेगा।
मतलब जैसा कि मेंशन किया गया बिल्कुल भी बहुत ही फिटेस्ट लेडी है हमारे क्या कुछ मंत्रा होता है जो फिटनेस का
आई थिंक वही मंत्र जो सबका होता है फिटनेस को लेकर, सोच समझ के खाना पीना खाओ, एक्सरसाइज करो, और बाकी सब हो जाता है अपने आप।
सुपर एनी अपकमिंग प्रोजेक्ट हमें दिखाई देने वाला है?
I'm looking forward to Patalok season 2, and a very small part in Kapil Sharma's Vigato, which I'm looking forward to. Thank you. Yeah.
So, as we all know,
Up idhar आइए, stand next to them and speak louder.
actively campaigning numerous causes and trying to bring global attention to them. Okay, was activism? I'm so sorry. Yeah. So what activism is an ingrained part in you?
All of us who have a platform, in some way or the other, use that platform. I believe even those who don't have access to the public the way we are privileged to have do use their access in whatever way they have to put across things that they're passionate about. When people have a public platform which gives them access to others thanks to networks who want to hear what we have to say, I feel it gives you an additional responsibility to say what you want. And if some people call that activism, then activism it is. The way I see it, you're just speaking up for what you believe in, and that is who you are.
And when among the numerous things that you have spoken about women empowerment there is also this big breakthrough that Phoenix is doing, where they are providing a platform for young entrepreneurs, new entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs to come out, showcase their products, sell them. What do you have to say about it?
I think Phoenix Marketcity Kurla has done an amazing campaign by creating this platform which allows women entrepreneurs to pitch their ideas and products, and if one they could go to a venture capitalist who would fund their idea and product, and I think that's a great enabler. I feel the kind of access that people who are behind Market City Kurla have, they could enable in return a very, very robust ecosystem for women entrepreneurs, and that's an incredible responsibility that they're fulfilling.
One last question to you, Dr. Just give a viral power related.
हाँ, power.
Shopping
Okay.
incentive. So
Yeah.
women play hard,
Yeah.
work hard, play hard.
Yeah. I think Power Women booklet that Phoenix Market City Kurla has come out with again, and they've been doing this for several years now, is an incredible initiative. I think women are economically empowered and they should have the means to work hard and spend their money when they want to. Thank you.
How far is it? How do you die?
Solo for me with the like close up. Okay? Like this in camera. Show 70. Delilah, you cross your legs. It's really crossed.
This full length?
And then just do one full with the tool of mix.
Let them take a picture of that. Come. Come. Hina bag. Get to the camera. Thank you. mascara, but I want to sit and have like a something, like feeling like a downer. She just lost a bunch. Yeah, good.